Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we'll be talking about massive news surrounding developments on Quant and what this means for QNT token holders. So before we talk about the main stories today, I'd like to show you a clip featuring the Chief Product Officer at Quant, Martin Hargreaves, where he discusses developments involving Quant with the FinTech Times, and he provides insights about the number of partnerships Quant could be at the centre of and how Quant could be utilised for a number of industries around the world.
Fantastic. And then finally, looking ahead, what do you think the future holds?
That's a great question. So I think at Quant we work with a lot of very future-facing projects, there's a lot of payment rails out there at the moment. I was asked earlier, is blockchain going to replace all of these payment rails? And the answer, I don't think it will. What we do see, though, is it's not just a payment rail. So in the future, actually you get these infrastructures that are being built out by regions. So South and Latin America is building one, Europe is building one for their governments, China is building one, and national infrastructures. And those support government services, they support government identity, they support customs declarations, they support a wide variety of things, and they're increasingly supporting payments. At the other end, on the commercial end, we are working with a number of business-to-business networks, logistics-type networks, and they are issuing their own private money on those networks for trade finance and for a whole range of different things. And I can see these infrastructures are kind of encroaching on what payments do. So I think as we go further into the future, we'll lose the distinction between, this is a B2B network, this is a payments network, this is something else. The power that we have with the blockchain networks is you can more or less do anything with them. So rather than have to create a new network for a new payment instrument, so we had BACS, we wanted a faster payment, we couldn't do that with BACS, we had to build faster payments. Then everybody had to sign up to faster payments. Now we've got two systems. Where you've got a more flexible network, like a blockchain network or any of the kind of the more modern ones, you can create new payment instruments, you can create new applications without having to rebuild the whole network each time. So it would make sense that you would layer on more things. So you'll have identity and you'll have trade and you'll have cross-border on the wider ones, and those sorts of things I think will integrate with existing payment rails, and then we'll see over time whether they start to displace them or whether they live in coexistence.
So as detailed by Hargreaves, Quant's overledger offering could be an attractive proposition, especially in regards to providing universal interoperability and connectivity among varying blockchain networks around the world. So this is a nice diagrammatic representation of how Quant could be at the center of providing interoperability, and this is coupled with all of the following crypto projects being ISO compliant, and such projects are potentially being utilized by a number of the biggest financial bodies around the world. So something to keep an eye on, and how these projects could play a centerpiece in financial developments in the present as well as the long run. So let's talk about some other stories today. So I recently came across a tweet which actually indicates how the UK government have actually recognized Quant's use cases and provisionings, where they actually gave a detailed description of the qualities Quant's network provides. And yeah, it's very interesting how the UK government have actually recognised Quant and its utilities. And this is also coupled with Quant being at the centre of a number of initiatives around the world, across a number of continents around the world, where Quant is actually working in conjunction with LAC Chain, where LAC Chain is a continent-wide development which is set to bring and improve DLT and blockchain infrastructure across Latin America. And again, at the centre of this initiative, we'll see the utility of Quant's overledger ODAP offering, where overledger will provide a rail or API frameworks to connect varying blockchain networks synonymous with specific blockchains native to specific nations. So this will bring about improvements in a number of initiatives and developments across Latin America, most notably payment rails and remittances. So an extremely exciting initiative Quant is at the centre of, and especially within the financial realm. So as previously mentioned, the UK government has recognised Quant's use cases, and this is coupled with the Bank of England actually working in conjunction with Quant in protocol surrounding a potential CBDC within the UK. So Quant is actually making strong footholds in the UK economy, and this isn't really surprising, especially if you look at the Quant team, where the Quant CEO Gilbert Verdian has strong links within financial developments within the UK, where he actually worked at the Bank of England and also was a employee at HSBC and other financial institutions within the UK. So with Quant being at the centre of a number of financial initiatives across the UK, this indicates how the UK are fully aware and identify the benefits Quant's use cases, including overledger, provides, where the following diagram is a nice representation, is a perfect representation of how Quant's overledger offering could be utilized, where overledger can be the centerpiece in providing universal interoperability between varying networks, be it blockchain or legacy systems, at any given time. And I like this part here where it indicates how Quant could be incorporated into banking API frameworks. So Quant's ability to provide connectivity between banking APIs or banking networks with blockchain infrastructure could be a reason as to why the likes of the Bank of England and other financial bodies, including central banks around the world, may seek to utilize Quant services, especially due to the rolling out of CBDCs. So it's not entirely sure what the underlying tech for CBDCs will be, but there's some echoes of CBDCs being potentially built on DLT and blockchain technology, where one example of a nation which is seeking to utilize DLT is the Nigerian and Ghanaian Central Bank, where both of these nations are working with the fintech organization MTech, which again utilize DLT for their CBDC prototype. So with some nations looking to roll out and incorporate DLT into their underlying CBDC, this will mean that a framework would be required to enable CBDCs to interact and communicate with legacy financial architecture, especially the banking sector. So Quant could be the asset, especially its overledger offering, to enable such connectivity. But again, time will tell, and it'll be interesting to see how the Bank of England and other financial bodies seek to utilize overledger and Quant's other offerings into their framework, and what this could mean for CBDC activities and what this could mean for QNT token holders, as at the moment the utility of QNT is mainly used for two developments. Most notably, QNT acts as gas, where when a transaction or when datasets are transferred between varying networks, these actions will be authorized and validated via QNT. And this is coupled with QNT also being used as licensing fees. So when a financial body or any institution wishes to utilize Quant services, including overledger, they can only do so if they purchase QNT, where again QNT will be used as a financial instrument to allow for such transactions to emerge. So this is the dual utility of the QNT cryptocurrency, and it indicates how the utility of Quant services isn't one-dimensional. And this is also compounded with Quant also offering other use cases, including its map services and its multi-ledger token stablecoin, which is set to be used by a number of financial bodies around the world. So this is a list of organizations which have actually worked in conjunction with the Bank of England and Quant in view of developments within the financial sphere, most notably CBDCs, where the likes of the Bank of Canada, Amazon, the Hungarian Central Bank, and a few other organizations have actually collaborated with these bodies. So Quant has links with so many institutions around the world, and this is quite unique as there aren't too many other DLT projects on the marketplace that have this degree of connectivity with some of the biggest and most esteemed organizations around the world. So with Quant being at the center of a number of exciting initiatives and developments around the world, and with Quant's strong links with some of the biggest bodies and organizations, this could lead to the wide-scale rolling out of Quant services, most notably overledger, especially over the long run, and especially when CBDCs become a reality in the near future. What are your thoughts on Quant? Do you think central banks and CBDCs will use Quant? Let us know your views in the comments below. Thank you for watching Crypto Clan. Don't forget to like, subscribe and click on the notification bell. Let us know your views in the comments below. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.